This is my second season in my garden, and when I step into the garden now, it feels familiar in a way that it didn't last year. Not finished, not polished, just known. I'm starting to recognize how things move here, how winter leaves its mark, how each plant carries last season forward in its own way. It's late winter here in Charlotte, and that means it's time to prune my fruit trees and my roses. I keep my fruit trees in containers on my deck, a small choice shaped by necessity, because the deer family that lives behind my house and the other critters would happily make a meal of them otherwise. This season, as everything moves into its second year, I'm deciding what to cut back, what to leave, and how much each plant is ready to carry right now. This year, I'll be introducing 2 new types of roses and a new pear tree, a hybrid version that has multiple types of pears grafted in. My 2 favorite apples, Gala and Honeycrisp, are growing in containers for now. They're still young, but when I look closely, I can see where they've decided to grow stronger this year. Last year, I didn't ask much of them. I let them settle in, but this year it feels different. This year is about helping them to find their shape. I'll open up the canopy just a little, enough to let light move through, enough so the energy doesn't feel scattered. I'm not trying to perfect them. I'm just giving them room and hoping for a few apples this year. I love plums, and this one is the Santa Rosa plum, and I'm also growing it in a container. And it's teaching me confidence. Plums don't want hesitation, they want space. So when I see branches crossing inward, I try very hard not to overthink it. I cut what competes and I leave what feels strong. When I step back, the tree already looks like it can breathe again. And I had 2 plums last year, so I can only hope for more in this season. I'm super excited about this pear tree. It has multiple varieties grafted into its frame. Since it's my first year with this tree, I'm not going to over prune because I don't want to run the risk of cutting away something and potentially losing out on one of those delicious varieties. For now, remove any crossing branches, anything that seems like it won't allow the tree to breathe. But we'll wait this year and we'll see what surprises come. And now for these beautiful roses. I added 2 new roses this season, Earth Angel and Princess Charlene de Monaco. Even now, before they've really begun, their presence feels special. The softness of their blooms, the fullness they promise, the kind of fragrance that lingers instead of announcing itself. I keep thinking ahead to what they'll become, long stems resting in a vase, petals catching the light on the kitchen table, bouquets gathered slowly, one bloom at a time. They'll get new pots soon, chosen carefully, but not today. For now, I'll let them rest. I'll prune just enough to guide them, trusting that this pause, this quiet beginning, will lead to stronger growth and more generous blooms when the season is ready. And then there are the Flavorette honey apricot roses. I have 4 in total. They're edible, warm in color, and generous when they bloom. 2 of them grew easily last season, strong, steady, almost effortless. And 2 of them, well, they struggled. They were planted in too much of the clay that is notorious here in Charlotte, the kind of soil that looks solid but holds tight to everything beneath it. Their growth slowed, not because they weren't capable, but because the conditions weren't right. So last fall, I moved them. I gave them more fertile ground, more space to breathe, and even though the change happened quietly, I know the work is still happening. The roots adjusting, energy redistributing. Growth is always happening, even when we can't see it yet. Sometimes all it takes is a shift in environment, a new perspective, to unlock what was there all along. I prune them now with trust, believing that this season they'll show me just how much potential was waiting beneath the surface. To me, pruning is about connection. Everything becomes quieter, the decisions slow, the movement softens, each cut asks for attention. There's a rhythm to it. Observe, choose, release. For me, pruning feels like meditation or prayer, not something I think my way through, but something I settle into. The mind clears, the body steadies, and for a while, it's just breath, hands, and the quiet work of letting go. Until next time, thank you for sharing this moment with me in the soft seasons. I'm glad you found your way into the garden.